Alrighty, so the video for today's video is going to be a fun one. At least I had a good time making it. It covers a variety of different topics. One of the topics that it covers is internal affairs, and people are often asking, what's it like having to go to internal affairs, and are you under a lot of pressure and stress when somebody reports you to internal affairs? And I've even seen it mentioned or insinuated that, oh, that officer has internal affairs complaints, he must be a bad officer. Well, that could not be further from the truth, and that's what you're going to see today, because there's a lot of crazy, outlandish, frivolous complaints that are made to internal affairs, and unfortunately, in honor of integrity, every single complaint gets investigated. The video that you're going to see today is actually, it's a call recording, and I added some clip art to make it easier to watch for YouTube purposes. But this is going to be a recorded call on a internal affairs complaint against yours truly. The person who's calling internal affairs in this video is a guy that everyone here knows as Wolf Bro. He does not like the fact that I've posted his real demeanor and the way he really acts. He doesn't like the fact that I've kind of shown the world what he's like when you pull away the curtain. He's not happy that he looks like a dumbass when he's on the internet. So he's lashing out at me. Some of his complaints, and he doesn't really get into it into this call, but I did see, obviously I've read the entire investigation. I made a public records request, and I have all the phone calls and all the notes and everything about it. One of the things that he was trying to get at was that basically he has a lot of people who make negative comments on his social media, and he's trying to say that I'm the one that's making all those comments, that I have, I don't know, 7 or 8 fake Facebook accounts, and that I go on and I just spend all of my time harassing him. That was one of his complaints. He also alleges that I hacked into his phone and did some stuff. He's also saying that I filed warrants under false pretext for his arrest. Unfortunately, I have never filed a warrant for his arrest. I've never placed my hands on him. I've only met him in passing. That's because he likes to run around on the street. And when I used to work at night, I would see him out of the street occasionally. Occasionally, he would drive by and flip me off and yell things at me. This is before I ever even knew his name. I didn't determine until later who that was. But that's what you're going to see today. It's going to be a dramatic representation of an IA phone call complaint made against me. And the only thing I've done is I've redacted some of the names and stuff from the phone call. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy the presentation I put together for you, and you get to see some of the madness that is called into internal affairs.
This is Limitless.
Hello, this is Police Internal Affairs Bureau. I'm trying to reach you.
This is he.
Hi, Miss Sims. This is Sergeant Adley, West Police Internal Affairs Bureau. I'm returning your phone call, actually.
Okay, I appreciate it.
How can I help you?
Well, my agency has an open and shut lawsuit against the city of police, so Franklin County, whatever you want to say.
Okay.
And for targeting, harassment, cyber harassment, as well as hacking, false CPO warrants, threats on my life.
Okay, and is this related to the other two complaints that were submitted by I believe it's your father and your mother? Are those the same complaints that we're talking about? Because it sounds similar.
Well, they did it on their own behalf. These people not only went after me, they started going after my family.
Okay. So I guess my question is this related to both of those complaints? Because it's similar. And were you contacted by that investigative sergeant, or you have not been? Is that what you were calling?
No, I never. They lodged their complaints as individuals. Okay. I'm lodging mine as an individual and an agency.
Okay. And when did these incidents occur that you're talking about?
All the way from November 2020 through the present month.
Okay. Well, we only investigate complaints for the past 90 days. So what was from November 20? What was recent that you're talking about?
Well, false violations of CPOs being lodged against me, defamation, slander, targeting.
Okay, that's stuff that you're addressing in your civil suit?
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But as of this time, we are not moving forward. I'd like to sit down and see if you guys want to have a settlement in this matter.
Well, that's not something that we would do with in Internal Affairs Bureau. What we do is we take complaints on citizens' allegations, and we have nothing to do with legal negotiations. That's something that would go through the attorneys and your attorney and police, and I believe, or city, but that's not what we do here in Internal Affairs. That's why I was asking if these were related to this. These are the same incidents that you're referencing, the ones that were original complaints were, I believe it was 20, and the other one was 22. So if you're saying that you want to file a complaint in regards to these similar or same incidents, were you not included in the original complaints? Because it looks like they referenced you.
Well, they referenced me because what happened to them stemmed from what was happening to me.
Okay. So my question is, are you saying that you want to file a complaint individually in regards to these incidents?
Oh, yes. As of this time, and then, since we're a family and I have an agency, we'll see about which manner to take this. But
you have
something
90
concerning
days.
enough.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's something that concerning enough that it calls for termination and an open and shut case.
Well, again, I don't have anything to do with the legal process as far as that goes. All we do is we take complaints within the past 90 days on any allegations of of misconduct or anything like that. That's something that we do in Internal Affairs, is just to take the complaints. So if that's what you're doing, then I don't have any problem at all. I can see if you should be attached to these complaints as a witness or also as a complainant, because you're referencing these are the same actions that you're complaining about, correct?
I haven't referenced any actions.
Oh, okay. Then what are your complaints, sir?
Well, there's one thing you left out. You mentioned my mother and my father, right?
Yes, sir. That's the complaint. I thought you were included in those, so that's what I was asking.
There's another complaint.
Okay.
There's another complaint that was filed by my PR team. And
What is that?
She came in there, a member of my PR team.
Okay.
Came in and had a meeting at police headquarters.
Okay. In Internal Affairs or at headquarters?
I wasn't there.
Okay. Go ahead.
And her name is Teresa.
Okay.
If you'd like to look up the name.
No, I just was trying to figure out if I needed to attach you to these complaints.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay. Well, let me talk to my lieutenant then and see how he wants to do this. If we should, if it's supposed to be an.
Let me just give you a glimpse, okay?
Okay. Go ahead.
I've been targeted. My life's been threatened. I've been calling my phone. I have not only all the evidence, in paper form and digital form and video form, but
and these are by police personnel?
Yeah, police personnel. We got you have and you have the Smiths family, and beyond that, you also have Guzman. So let's just put it in a nutshell. Imagine that you have someone sleeping with your wife. It's an officer, but that's okay. We can leave it there. Easy to move on. But the problem is the collusion that took place, and that came in by officers. Just imagine someone talking about, I can't wait to see your next video. You're a drug addict, woman abuser, child abuser, and your kids are in a shelter. Right? I can't wait to get your next arrest video. Now imagine this. Not only is every piece of that a lie, I'm not a drug addict, he's at my wife's house while he's typing this on social media. He's writing a warrant, false warrant.
Who is this one we're talking about? Okay, and when did this happen?
This happened all the way through September to now. And imagine this, though. And then he writes the false warrant. My family's not even at a domestic violence shelter. I was staying in a woman's domestic violence shelter, and they were giving me a sanctuary. And in addition to that, his last statement was, I can't wait to get my hands on your next arrest video. So he goes ahead and writes this bogus warrant, false CPO violation, and then the police give him the media. Then he puts the arrest video up within 7 days.
We're at Manor Park in Hilliard, Rome. You guys all right?
Buddy.
Hey, bud. How you doing, brother?
Good.
Good, man.
Hey, you got warrant for your arrest, big dog.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
You can finish your cigarette.
For what?
Put it in your mouth. Go ahead.
For what?
For violation protection order. What do you mean? I got warrants.
Not only that, here's a legal violation. Besides everything else that's very, very concerning, the case is open. I haven't been picked up yet, or served, or known about the warrant. And he's not only doing this, he's doing it for profit. He's making money on it. Okay? Then he starts targeting my family. Then he calls my phone while I'm at a domestic violence women's shelter with abused women, traffic women, you name it. And a senator is right next to me. And I say, I need you to record this phone call. I got a cop calling me, threatening my life. And lo and behold, she records it on her phone, a video recording. And this is the same time he's saying all this on social media. He's with my wife writing a CPO saying all this, right? Violation. So he goes ahead and calls my phone. I call him out because I know who he is. He's been messaging me constantly. And as soon as I hang up the call, my phone gets unregistered. Now, if I haven't been a legal reporter for 19 years, legal video specialist, I own a court reporting agency. I've been court reporting for 19 years. I served in the congressional auditorium with world leaders as a media documentarian. I've done investigations for 19 years. I have every piece of this documented. I've watched my family call you guys, and then you guys go and coach him with the police to take his media down to try to cover his tracks and change his name. Well, when he changes his name on social media, it shows that he's changed his name. So we have screenshots of his name before and screenshots of his new name that he put up. It's very concerning. You know, when my family came and made reports, the police played fucking stupid. Forgive my English, it's not French. Forgive me though, okay? They played stupid and said, how do you even know he's a cop? Insulted my family's intelligence, overstepped their boundary, and didn't take serious concern to it. Here's another legal concern I haven't mentioned. It is against the law for anyone to post on social media, even under the Freedom of Information Act. You can get it, but what you do with it is a different thing. He went ahead and posted it to his social media. It was his fourth video of arrests of me that he put up. And every arrest was targeting. He took one video and cut it up to 3 series and released it like it was a movie. Called me a drug addict, even though all that shit was dismissed. And I never even had a drug violation in my life for what he's saying. And I have, at this point in time, lost my family. I've lost my job. I've lost my business. I've lost my house. I've lost every dollar. And I'm fucking pissed. But I've waited. I've waited for him to come out. I'm the reason that Channel 6 ran that story on him, because I gave them the pieces, and I said, I want you to run it so the legal teams can chime in, so everybody can say what a violation is. Well, guess what? I'm the one they ran it for. I'm the owner of Limitless Video Productions. This is just...
Okay, well, let me give you your complaint number, Justin. That's all I can do is give you your complaint number, and I will give this to my lieutenant, and he will assign it to an investigator, and they'll make arrangements with you to discuss this further. And
I talked to Washington, D.C.'s Internal Affairs. I talked to the FBI locally and nationally. I talked to everyone you can imagine, CIA, all of them. They're very aware of what's happening.
And that's fine. So if you have
It's not fine. I'm telling you that.
No,
right
I'm saying you can do that. I don't have anything to do with that. All I can do is give you a complaint number, submit this to my lieutenant, and he will assign an investigative sergeant to contact you. And so what I need from you is your mailing address and your date of birth.
I'm going to give you my mother's mailing address.
That's fine.
Okay. It's
43017?
Yeah.
Okay. And what's your date of birth, Justin? Okay, let me give you your complaint number. What'll happen is within 7 to 10 days you should receive a letter in the mail at that address advising you who's been assigned your case, and they'll reach out to you to schedule an interview, and at that time you can present more information and also any evidence if you'd like. Your complaint number is 2022.
Okay, I lost track with you. 2022. Okay. So there's not just, I'm aware that after they ran the story on my behalf privately, that he was placed on administrative leave. I'm asking that he is absolutely terminated.
Well, that's
because this is criminal what happened.
Again, that's something that will go through the investigative process. All that can be presented at the time of your interview with the investigative sergeant.
Right, and what's happening with our public servants, police officers, is public information.
Yes, you can.
And can you verify? Can you verify that he's been put on administrative leave?
I can't tell you anything about officer. The only thing I can do is give you this complaint number, which I have done, and again assign it to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant will assign it. I'm sorry, I'll present it to the lieutenant, and the lieutenant will assign it to an investigative sergeant.
Okay, like I said, there's also McHugh, who's been a part of it.
Who's
Officer
that?
Officer McHugh.
And he has done this too at the same time?
He's been part of it since day one,
okay,
all the way to the end. Writing,
you said?
Yeah, Robert N.
M-E-R-C. Okay.
In addition, my wife has been having an affair with a gentleman named Smith. Now, his family, all of them, a lot of officers, and not only were they there to arrest me for the false domestic violence allegations, they were also still targeting me, saying stuff on my social media, absolutely blasting me. I didn't even know what I was getting arrested for. But they did. They were up on my social media saying all this false shit I didn't even know about. It wasn't even public record yet. Okay. And my people, I run a private community, they were wondering, what the hell? How do you know this? Not only that, so I get into Columbus, and the Smiths and the police start following me around again last week. And as soon as I park in a private, ritzy neighborhood, I mean, very high echelon, legally parked, they, 15 minutes later, come up and ticket my car because my license plate's on my back window. It's absolutely unacceptable what's happening. And now is the time to unravel everything that's taken place against me. And I'm coming back to take everything they've taken and everything more.
Do you know who this Michael Smith is that you're talking about? Do you have a badge number or can you tell me who he is? And you said he's an officer?
Michael Smith is the guy that is sleeping with my wife.
And
now, there's a B. Smith that is affiliated and continually doing things. What's funny is I have the whole binder of the evidence right in front of me. Let me just go through it.
Okay.
But yeah, they've been there. The Smiths have also been there since day one, all the way through the present week, doing things.
You're saying it's a Michael B. Smith?
There's numerous Smiths that have been involved in their family.
Okay, well, again, I was just trying to pinpoint who the officer is. I can put on.
I'm looking for it right now while we're talking. And if you can tell, my agency has already done record requests since it started happening, because before I walked to Washington, D.C., before I even got back from D.C., I had 5 CPO violations. They're saying I was pulling up in front of my house while I am in D.C.
Okay, again, that's going to be all assigned to the investigative sergeant, so that's your complaint number, and anything else that you can give them, that would be fine. I was just trying to determine which Michael Smith it is. If you're not sure, that's fine as well.
Yeah, there's a Mike Smith. There is a B. Smith. There is I'm trying to find this other one while I'm looking through this information, so bear with me if you would.
Do you have badge numbers by chance? And if you don't, that's fine. You can give them to the investigative sergeant.
Yeah, I might. Well, yeah, they're on the report, but give me a second. I'm looking through this information. I apologize.
No, that's not a problem. All of this everything that you're doing right now, that can all be added into the investigation. If you had it handy, not an issue, I was going to go ahead and enter it, so.
Yeah, and the thing is, what's funny is Mike Smith calls my phone because he finds out that I know he hacked into my account and he's fucking my wife. He calls my cell phone, and then he goes to the police, but he doesn't go to the police. He goes to my house with my wife, meets her there, and they together write another CPO violation, and then give Mike Smith a protective order against me for harassment when this dude called my phone and is fucking my wife.
Okay, again, all I can do for you, Justin, is give you that complaint number, and I will submit all this information to my lieutenant, and it will be addressed in your investigation. And if you have,
I want to go way above the lieutenant because I don't trust any of them. They're freaking corrupt as shit, and I've gotten the reports back. My agency came in there, and you guys played stupid. It's unacceptable what has taken place. Internal Affairs has absolutely also covered things up.
okay,
And I have evidence of all of it. It's alarming.
Well, again, all I can do
Just so you know,
today is give
these
you.
files have been spread across the United States. Like I said, the mainstream media already ran a portion of what I have facts of.
Okay, and I'll note that in this complaint, and again, my lieutenant will assign it to investigative sergeant, and they will reach out to you through the mailing address that you provided. And if you have any questions prior to that, feel free to give us a call, and we'll forward it to you.
Well, this is what I want.
Mm-hmm.
I want protective services immediately. And I think you should tell them that.
Well,
My life is in danger. My family's been targeted. I'm in absolute danger from these rogue cops. And it's not a lie. I can tell you that they're pushing drugs on the west side. I can tell you that they're having sex with prostitutes. I have freaking so much evidence that I've just sat on.
okay, I will put this information in there and provide it to my lieutenant, and that's where we'll be. And if you have any questions or concerns, feel free to give us a call back, and I will forward it to our lieutenant.
Well, what are we going to do about offering me sanctuary and protection?
I don't have anything to do with that. All I can do is take all your information, Justin, and give it to my lieutenant. I can tell them that you're inquiring about that and put that in the notes as well. So,
yeah, I think that's the biggest thing. I want protection.
I would suggest if you have any concerns at all with anything going on, then you can always reach out to 911 at that time if there's something else going on. But I certainly.
Are you serious?
No, yeah, I'm serious, and I will certainly let my lieutenant know. Okay.
And then what, you're going to send another cop out? I don't think.
Look,
what I'm telling you is I've been very patient to lodge this complaint and have this conversation, but I'm letting you know right now that there's no turning back.
Okay.
And we are absolutely done.
No worries. I will pass this on to my lieutenant. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call, and I will forward that to my lieutenant at that time.
Okay, give me a second. I'd like to get, let's find my notes down here. I've been writing stuff down. Hold on.
And you said there's like multiple Officer Smiths, correct?
Yeah, there's a B. Smith, there's Mike Smith, there's R. Smith. There's like 4 Smiths that are involved,
Right.
and not doesn't even include the people that are going from the Smith family onto my business page.
And so what
It
you
is
can do is
unbelievable.
at the time you get all that information, make sure that you provide that with the investigative sergeant as well, so it can get added.
I have the information.
Okay.
Yeah. So, may I have the report number one more time?
Yes, you sure can. It's
Thanks.
22.
Okay, I have 2202.
Yeah, there's the dash in between that.
Right after the 3.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and what was your name?
Sir.
Okay, and you are what?
I'm the intake sergeant at one of the intake sergeants in IAB.
An IAD?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Yes.
It's all good. Sergeant at IAD. What's that? Internal Affairs?
Internal Affairs Bureau, one of the intake. I'm not the investigator. I just.
Oh, IAB is in boy?
Yes, Internal Affairs Bureau. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay, just let them know that I am asking for immediate protection.
I certainly will. And they will have access to this taped conversation, so they'll have all that information as well.
And rather than me having to lodge another record request, how can I get a copy of this recording?
You'd have to do, everything goes through public records. I have no choice in that. Everything is handled through our public records, so you would have to ask public records.
Well, is this official report where I can ask for that through a normal way, or is it a different way that I have to request it?
It would be through public records, and you could also talk to the investigative sergeant when they call and let them know that you would like a copy of it as well.
Okay, so you're a sergeant, you're sending it to a lieutenant?
That's correct. What we do in intake is when they call, we return the call, and if there's a complaint taken, I submit that complaint to my lieutenant, and my lieutenant assigns it to an investigative sergeant.
Perfect. And what is his name, the are you sending it to?
It will be either Lieutenant or Lieutenant.
L.A.
Yes.
or what?
Or we have 2 lieutenants here. Both of them review the cases, so I'm not sure which one will get it.
Okay. Let them know that I am the one, and I am the founder of the agency, and I'm responding because I've waited, and I've let the sheep eat, and I'm hungry, and so are my family, so is my agency, and the media has all the files, so
I sure will.
they're ready to just do a blast on everything.
That's fine, and I will pass that information on. And again, if you have any questions, feel free to give us a call back, and I will forward it to the lieutenants, okay?
All right. I thank you so much for your time. Look,
You're very welcome.
I absolutely, I'm grateful for the service and sacrifices that you guys make. I just want that to be noted.
Okay.
And I've served by your side, but I'm disgusted by what's happening, and I know it's not your fault. So a little leaven leavens a loaf, and I'm grateful for you, okay?
I appreciate that, and I'll pass that on. Thank you, sir. You have a great day.
Have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye-bye.